Good morning, everybody. My name is Salar. I am the chief formulator here at Bristol and Sussex. I am here today hi Vanessa. I'm here today to talk to you guys about our brand and then kind of demo some products. We are actually a wellness-based... Good morning everyone. So we're actually a wellness-based skincare brand / lifestyle brand, if you will. We mostly deal with trying to get sort of the treating of oily skin or dry skin or wrinkles or whatever kind of out of the mindset when you're thinking about skincare. What we're trying to do is get people to kind of treat it as like a daily regimen, which most people do, except that, you know, everyone's trying to kind of pinpoint their problem. Or good morning, everyone. Everyone's always trying to pinpoint their problem, like, oh, I've got oily skin, or oh, I've got dry skin, or oh, my skin's dehydrated. Let me buy this one particular product, and this one particular product that does one thing should help my, let's say, dry skin or wrinkles or whatever it is that you're trying to quote-unquote treat. So I'll go ahead and start just kind of demoing the products while I sort of ramble on about the difference between wellness and skincare. Facial wellness is really, this is our first step right now. This is our foam cleanser. Everything we make is aloe vera juice based. We actually make fresh aloe vera juice while we do the production run. So we don't use water because water can be sort of drying, and you don't really get that nice kind of feel. So we actually make fresh aloe vera juice the day of, morning of, and then we go ahead and start the production process. So here's the foam cleanser. Now a lot of people are kind of scared of foam cleansers in the sense that they think that they're stripping or drying, but we've actually put a lot of skin conditioners in here. We do use a lot of radish root. yeah, the aloe base actually makes it to where it's got kind of a hydrating and moisturizing effect just as its base. But more importantly, I think what it does is it gives that nice skin feel. And it's also better than water. Water is really kind of drying for the face. So here it is, and then I'm also going to demo it on a cognac sponge. These are our cognac sponges. If you notice the shape, I don't know if you can see that because of the glare. They're teardrop shaped. The teardrop actually allows for contouring around the eye. Like a lot of times when you get those bigger, wider sponges, it's kind of hard to get to this area if you want to wash, or like around the ear, or especially around the nose. So we actually had quite a few samples of these made, and we chose this one. This one's made with organic bamboo charcoal and organic cognac. So what you would basically do is, the sponge actually helps save product. A lot of users were telling us they had to use 2 to 3 pumps, versus when they use the sponge, they really only need 1 pump, and I'll show you if I can kind of... So there you go. That's what 1 pump will do. I'm not going to apply it to my face right now because I don't have a sink in front of me. But basically what you would do is you would just run this along your face. Hey, Cosmic. So what you would do is you would just run it along, and it'll help remove light makeup applications. We do have an oil cleanser coming out for like waterproof makeup and heavy makeup applications, but most people tell us that by the end of the day, this will take off most of their makeup. This also won't strip your skin. We do use skin conditioners like aloe vera and radish root. So I don't think we've ever had anybody actually say, oh, that foam cleanser was really stripping. In fact, they're usually really surprised. So that would be the first step. The second step is actually our balance. Thanks, Cosmic. So this is our facial moisturizer. I don't know if you can see that. The key to our facial moisturizer is that so the sponge, you would actually use it twice a day. I mean, they're rated to last 30 days. You never want to use a sponge more than 30 days just because it's like any other sponge. They eventually break down and they get kind of gunky. These ones are actually, you can rinse them every single time. They have a little string that you hang it and it'll drip dry. So I would say that you can use it first thing in the morning, and then when you get home. A lot of people ask me why I say when you get home. So when you've come from outside, you have all the city pollutants all over your face. It's always a good idea to spend the 4 or 5 minutes it takes to use our system to kind of rinse all of that off, so it's not basically seeping into your pores while you're at home, let's say cooking dinner or doing whatever. Which actually brings up a good point. The set that we make is pretty much for people on the go. The average user reports that they can get through an entire routine in about 4 to 5 minutes. It's 3 steps. It's really easy to use. So the second step is going to be the facial moisturizer, and that I can demo. So here we go. I only use about that much, which is about a pump to a pump and a half. Hi, Maya. So it's really mattifying in the sense that we don't want you to be kind of greasy and oily. One thing that a lot of people appreciate is that when they apply the cream, it has a mattifying effect and you can kind of go on to the next step. The softening comes from all the skin conditioners that we use and also the fatty acid profile. It's good to see you too, Maya. So as you can see, I'm not shiny. I think there's a lot of kind of misconception about what skin creams do. You'll go to, let's say, the department store, you'll get the very expensive kind of quote-unquote chemical brands. They use silicone, and silicone is basically just mini ball bearings that are all over your face, and it gives you that sort of smooth glide, but it's a false softness because it's not your skin being soft, that's the cream being soft, and then applying it all over. So I think one of the big things that people kind of notice after usually 3 or 4 days of using our system is that their own skin is soft. So let's say that they skip their routine in the morning because they had to go deal with kids or rush out to go do something, is that their skin still feels soft because their skin actually now is soft versus like, oh, I applied this cream and now my skin is super soft, but that's actually a false softness. So we went over the first step, which is to cleanse. We went over the second step, which is basically just a pH and oil balancing skin cream. pH and oil balancing is really important for the skin. As I said before, we deal in... yeah, silicone is not your friend. We deal in wellness in the sense that your skin knows what to do. I myself am a chiropractor, Dr. Brandy, who is the founder of the company. She's also my wife. She's also a chiropractor. Excuse me. When you cut your skin, right, you're in the kitchen and you cut your finger, you, let's say, wash it, you apply an ointment, and you wrap it in a Band-Aid. So it's not the Band-Aid or the ointment that did the healing. Yes, it is kind of rare, actually. Most companies don't make foam cleansers, and I think foam cleansers get a bad name. I mean, I can understand why a lot of people don't want to use them because when they have chemical surfactants, they do strip the skin. Their job is to strip all the oil off. So ours actually has oil blended in. We took a lot of care in choosing the fatty acid profiles. There's a reason why we have the oils that we have in each product. It's not some universal kind of oil blend that we use. So what we've done, hello. So what we've done is we've tried to find a fatty acid balance that closely resembles human trace. So once you've used the foam and you've used the cream, the final step is the hydrate oil. I don't know if you can see that. A lot of people think that the color comes from rose hip or sea buckthorn, but that's actually not true. The oil comes from a 2-day coenzyme Q10 infusion. So we actually use a lot of coenzyme Q10 in the facial oil because that's going to sit on your skin the longest. Coenzyme Q10 is something that you need for skin repair. Coenzyme Q10, while it will treat wrinkles, is actually there to help you rebuild collagen and to help your skin lay down new skin. And so when we chose the oils in here, it's squalane based actually. There's very few facial oils that are as light as this one, and I can kind of show you. I've got some here. It's very light. It's so difficult over camera to kind of go over texture. This is actually also a bit mattifying. I don't know if you can see the difference, but you can hardly tell that it's there. I'll put it on one more time so that you can see it. You can sort of see the sheen in the light. Being squalane based means that, and you can see it now, what that means is it's mostly squalane, and what that will do is it closely matches skin trace. It also soaks in really, really fast. Most people tell us that within 20 to 30 seconds they're able to put on their sunscreen or to put on their makeup or both. As a busy parent, and yeah, you know, that's actually, I'm going to read that out loud. It says, the only facial oil I can use in the morning under my makeup, it absorbs so nicely. That is by far the kind of overarching feedback that we've gotten. We kind of focus on the fact that our products are really particularly made for people who don't, yeah, thank you. Our products are really sort of geared towards people on the go. I myself don't really have that much time. I have a 2-year-old, and you know, we have our practice that, you know, we treat patients in. Mornings are a bit tough for us, and then of course by the time we get a 2-year-old to go to bed, we don't really have much time. So we wanted something that you could kind of knock out in 5 minutes. If you are, let's say, a skincare enthusiast, you will appreciate them. We actually tested it with over 100 skincare enthusiasts, and everybody sort of found a way to either implement it into their current routine. It's not something that you have to say, okay, I can only use these products. But if you only want to use these products, you're going to get everything that you need for healthy skin in 4 minutes. Hello. So I think what we really wanted to do is focus on, what do you need for skin health? What does it mean to have healthy skin? Well, bonjour. So what we decided was we were going to do a few years of research. Actually, it took us about 3 years to kind of pick and choose the ingredients and how we were going to do it and production and things like that. We based all of our research on the NIH. So the National Institutes of Health comes out with all these studies for ingredients and how they work together and how some don't work together. So we picked every ingredient based on that. We decided, okay, this is what you need to help the body kind of self-regulate and to kind of have its optimal skin health and achieve and maintain that. And I think a lot of people who use a lot of different products, what happens is they sort of overwhelm their skin. They sort of overwhelm their skin, and then they wonder why they get into kind of a vicious cycle of skincare products, and that's why you get, you know, a medicine cabinet full of, you know, 40 products, and, you know, oh, when my hormones are acting up or whatever, I have to use this product, or when the weather changes, I have to use that product. And by and large, that can be true, and it might be convenient, or it might be something that you want to do. But if you really want to kind of achieve and maintain your skin's optimal health, you need sort of like a multivitamin and mineral regimen that your skin needs. I myself used to have this half of my face completely covered in psoriasis. I mean, all the way around. all the way around. None of the traditional Western things were working, steroid injections, creams, pills, things like that. So we stopped all of that care, and we decided, and so we decided that we're going to kind of treat it holistically. And while that sounds like a buzzword, what we really wanted to do was say, okay, what is going on? What is the root of the problem? We were working top down, and we decided that we're going to work bottom up. So what we did was we experimented, and this is after 3 years of it going away, as I actually have my skin back. I have not had a recurrence of it. I still do have remnants of it in my scalp. I can't show you now, but if I was to turn around and show you, I do have a huge kind of patch here. So what we wanted to do was focus more on skin wellness. What does my skin need every single day just to be healthy? Right, exactly. So really it's multivitamin, mineral, and then fatty acid profile, if I was to break it down into 3 things. So what we did was 5 minutes, everything you need, and then most importantly, price point. So we wanted to be able to give literally the most pure and the best ingredients from the best suppliers in the United States. We don't supply anything from outside, and that's important to us, not only because our products are made right here in San Diego. It's also important to us because there's a lot more regulation about what the what the ingredients can be and what can be in them. So we source everything in the United States. Everything that can be sourced organically, we source organically. Everything that is in the product is plant-based. Even the emulsifier is plant-based. We don't use anything synthetic. All of our vitamins and minerals also come from plant sources, and that's because they're more bioavailable. There's no point in having 20% vitamin C in something if you can only use 0.5% of it. We try to use the most bioavailable types of ingredients. So for example, a customer actually wrote us yesterday and said, how much vitamin C is in your facial oil? I really like the results, but I'm just curious. And so, I wrote kind of a lengthy email back saying it's not always about how much. If I was to go to, let's say, product XYZ and it says it's got 15% vitamin C, well, big deal. What kind of vitamin C? If it's, let's say, L-ascorbic acid, then you need like 10 or 15% to be effective. If you have something like tetrahexadecyl ascorbate, you only need 0.1%. So we really like to focus on bioavailability so that your time and money isn't wasted. So kind of to get into the price point aspect of it, our MSRPs are usually at or below market in the sense that our price per... Yeah, thanks, you're welcome. Our price per ounces are actually really low. So for example, the cream might be $75 retail, but there's 3 ounces in here. So it's $25 an ounce. If you were to go look at other brands, you're getting probably inferior ingredients, and you're probably getting it for half an ounce for $50. So we're talking about 6 times the price. A lot of people also focus on things like, oh, well, your cleanser is $25, my cleanser is $10, but if your cleanser's 2 ounces and ours is 5, they're almost the same price. We also do a lot of gift with purchase. We want people to have everything that they need. So we do sell the sponges for $12, but if you buy the foam cleanser, the sponge is free with it. And that's because you need a sponge to save foam. If you use your hands, you're going to use 2 or 3 pumps. If you use the sponge, you're only going to use 1. So we do also sell everything in a set. The current set is these 3 products with... These are the 3, sorry, I think the lighting's getting a little bad. It's those 3 core products with the sponge, and you get our bag. And I'm going to bring it closer so you can see the texturing. Sorry for the extreme close-up there. So it's a vegan leather bag. You can put all your products in it, take it with you. A lot of people tell us that they use it just as like a clutch bag when they want to go. Believe it or not, I actually designed this myself. And it was quite the journey. Thank you. After 3 years of making the core products, I thought it would be kind of fun if we designed something that wasn't necessarily skincare. That way we got kind of a breather from all of that. The bags do retail for $40. They are free with set purchase. So you actually get a 5-piece set. The 5-piece set runs $160. As essentially in the shelf, can you show? Yes. So if you are a retailer and you would like to try the brand out, you can just go to Opal Avenue. You can go to the Opal Avenue brands feed to get the email. You can go to the website, Opal Avenue. You're actually on it now. Hey, Monica. How are you? It's good to see you. So I also briefly want to touch on the pricing. So our initial order, I believe, is $300. That includes free shipping. www.opalavenue.com is where you can see the products. You can buy them there. It's a lot easier for us to kind of have Opal Ave take care of our purchasing so that we can focus on research development and bringing you really good products and customer service. With that said, we do have an initial order of $300. That's typically about, I want to say 4 sets. We also give free product refreshment. We've never had to refresh products on the shelf, but all that means is, the products have natural preservatives. So once you've had them for a year, we take them back and we give you new ones. We've never had any products sit longer than a couple months, but it's good for the retailers to know that it's there. We also have $100 rebuys. So if you just need, 2 or 3 oils for your shelf. I used to work in retail ever since I was 15. It was my uncle's shop. So I understand the mindset of the retailer. So we want it to be very retail friendly in the sense that, you're not, yeah, thanks. You're not really, you don't have to buy like $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 to get a good wholesale price. We actually give our wholesale prices for, thanks, Monica. You're going to make me blush, so stop. So we give our wholesale prices at 20% below what the average is. It's 2.5 times under the MSRP. And that's because, like I said, I used to work in retail and I know what it's like to be a retailer. And I did that for, almost 10 years at my uncle's shop growing up. One thing I would like to kind of close with before we actually close is we have new products coming out in 2019, and this will be the first reveal of them. I mean, if you go into our social media feed, you can kind of see pictures of them. But this is our new oil cleanser. This is my prototype. It's not labeled, but this is our oil cleanser. So a lot of our users were saying that they wanted us to make for them a makeup remover. And so this is it. It actually emulsifies, which all that means is once you put it on and you mix it with water and you can actually... Yeah, when it comes to the pricing, I think that we're actually very generous when it comes to the pricing for stores. And again, that comes from my experience in retail. Another thing that we do for retailers is that either I myself or Dr. Brandy will go to the stores and actually do pop-ups. We'll answer questions. I'm kind of, I would say, fascinated with the users of our products. I always try to learn as much about them as possible just because I myself, it might be because, patient care is kind of something that I did for 15 years. And so I always want to know who is using it, what their experiences are, what they love about it, what they hate about it. Yeah, so this is the makeup remover. this is the makeup remover, and I'll show you the bottle that it's going to come in, and that's the first reveal of it. These are our new custom bottles for 2019. We're getting away from plastic. At the time, it was the only solution that we had because we wanted to kind of bump up into custom packaging. I don't know if you can see it, but it'll be in there. Here's the 2019 version. Now, the foam cleanser will stay plastic, and that was a conscious decision because a lot of people were saying that they used it in the shower, and glass in the shower is not a good idea. So we did actually listen to our users. Thanks, Monica. We did actually listen to our users and keep that plastic simply because of a safety issue, but the rest is going to be glass, and that is the new. So here's the old one, and here's the new one. And again, we're kind of playing around with sizes right now, but this is a 4-ounce size, actually. You get 4 ounces versus the tube that was 3 ounces. A lot of people were asking us to make a 2-ounce size so they could travel with it, so that's something that we're flirting with right now. Speaking of 2-ounce sizes, it's the same size as this, except that it's part of the custom packaging. The name is actually still something we're working on, but everything should be ready in the first or second quarter of 2019. The price per ounces won't change, so either they will go down or they'll stay the same. So the retailers don't have to worry about us raising prices on them. Thank you, thank you. I designed those too, actually. So this is what it will look like, and again, we're very kind of conscious about what people say and think about the products, and I talk to everybody who uses the products, or I try to, and so we actually have a new kind of pumping system. The old pump system, a lot of people were saying that they wanted something with a smoother glide, and so we actually had a custom pump made. So we always try to, with every production run, improve on something because no product is ever perfect. I don't believe that any product is ever perfect. There's always room to improve. And then finally, I wanted to show everybody that these are the boxes that the sponges come in. Everything that we do sort of has an intention behind it. Not only does that make shipping easier, the box is actually made of recycled plant fiber, and so it's not just boring old paper. So everything that we do, we try to focus on what people want, what do they want to pay, how are they using it, and more importantly, what is their user experience. So what I would say is, ask us for a sample. Ask us for a sample. We're more than happy to send you a set for you to try. We're very kind of retail happy. I've gone over my time. I apologize for that. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off, but I invite everybody to kind of ask us for a sample. I'm always available to answer questions. Dr. Brandy and I are also always available to actually come to your location and talk to you if you want. We love to travel to the locations and actually learn more about the retail outlet. If you're an online-only outlet, we're totally friendly with that. We actually have a few outlets that have picked us up in the last month. We've had a few retail outlets pick us up in the last month simply because we are so retail-friendly. And so with that said, I will say thank you, and I will say bye. And I wanted to thank Mia, and I wanted to thank Vanessa for this chance to talk to y'all. All right. Bye. Shops can access full wholesale info and product list at www.opalavenue.com.